Hey, I'm Jackson Lansing.
I'm Colin Kelly.
And you're watching The Comic Vet.
Hello Comic Army, my name is Chris the Comic Vet. Hope this video finds you safe and well. Well, it is a beautiful day here in Cambridge, Ontario. The sun is shining. It is 2 degrees below freezing, but I'm not going to let that rain on my parade. It's nice that we actually have some sunshine for a change, as I feel like it snowed here in Canada every day since January 1st. And that can be a little tough on the psyche, let me tell you. I am parked just a few feet away from my LCS Retro Rocket Comics. You would be doing me a solid if you followed Retro Rocket Comics across all their social media platforms. But enough of that. Let's get into my pull list. And I spent how much? As always, I like to lead with the Spider title. This week is no different. The excellent Spectacular Spider-Man has dropped. This is issue 12 with a pretty nice cover. You see both Peter and Miles in a whole world of trouble. And I'm really looking forward to getting into this title. I mentioned it before and I'll mention it again. The Spectacular Spider-Man is a fun, excellent read. And if you're not enjoying The Amazing Spider-Man, I strongly suggest that you give this book an opportunity. Now, that is the lone Marvel title that I have, so let's get into the world of DC. The first DC title I'm going to show you is actually an awesome cover, but it's issue 4 of Absolute Superman. Gorgeous cover, gorgeous cover. I have been enjoying the Superman brand of the Absolute world that DC has done recently, and I hope that this issue continues in that positive light. Absolute Superman, issue 4. Now let's get into some of the books I'm going to be giving away for the month of February in the Comic Army box. The first book is an absolute banger. This cover is done by the hottest artist in the game right now, and that of course is Mark Spears. This is Thundercats 12, the trade dress variant, FOC bonus cover, Thundercats 12 featuring Mumra on the cover. This is just exceptional work. Exceptional work. I'm happy to give this book away. Make sure that you're watching. Show us what you got. The first Wednesday in March, when this book will be given away. That show goes live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now let's get into a couple more things that are going to be given away. That is also including the Zdarsky Comic News. This is a donation from Retro Rocket Comics. This is a monthly book that Chip Zdarsky self-publishes, talking about the world that he lives in, and things are going to be coming up with certain titles that he does. And also, an incredible book that was donated by Retro Rocket Comics is Rogue, the Savage Land, issue number 1. However, this is the PX exclusive, limited to just 3,000 copies. Of course, done by the cover artist, Greg Land. So this awesome cover, along with that Zdarsky News and that Mark Spears Thundercats awesome cover, is going to be the first books that are going to be continuing to pile up through this entire month, that will be given away the first Wednesday in March. All you have to do to have that opportunity to win those awesome books, and the ones are going to be gathered throughout this particular month, is hit that join button down below. Become a channel member, a proud member of the Comic Army. Now let's get back to the DC titles that I have. And up first is Cover of the Week. Cover of the Week comes from Tony Harris and Jeremy Clark for a variant cover of Batman 157. Now, I do enjoy busy covers as long as they're not cluttered. And this is that. This is an awesome cover. As you can see, Batman coming from higher ground, chasing the Scarecrow in front of what looks like to be a round jail cell, or just a cell altogether. And like I said, it is a busy cover, but in my opinion, it is not cluttered. There's a whole lot of exceptional artwork going on here. And that's why I decided to go with this cover over the normal cover A, which is the one that I normally just pick up. But when I saw this one, I had to have it, knowing that right away, this one is Cover of the Week for me. So we're getting close to the end of Chip Zdarsky's time on Batman. It has been what I consider an excellent story time, but it is time to switch it up. Batman 157. Now, the final book I'm going to show is just a cover by, and it is definitely candidate for cover of the week. However, once I saw that Batman book, this one kind of fell to second place. And you might be thinking, well, Chris, that sounds kind of surprising, especially when you find out who the artist is. That, of course, is Jenny Frison. And if you watch this particular program, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of Jenny Frison's artwork. But here we are with Poison Ivy, issue 30, the variant cover done by Jenny Frison, and it too is gorgeous. This is definitely a candidate for cover of the week, but I had to go with that Batman one. I just had to go with that Batman one. Now, this is an incredible cover. It will be finding its way into my personal Frison collection. And again, this is a candidate for a cover that I would put in front of Ms. Frison to have autographed. Gorgeous, gorgeous work. Okay, now let's get into actually how much I spent. I spent how much? So again, this is a lighter New Comic Book Day week. I thought last week that today would be a big New Comic Book Day. Obviously, I was wrong. It's next week where a lot of big titles return. And not to say that I'm looking forward to this week, because I do have some very good titles that I'm looking forward to reading. But next week is going to be a little bit more pricier than what's here on this receipt. So today I have $35.90 Canadian. And with the way that the world is going right now, with the Canadian dollar kind of falling in the face of everything that's been going on in North America, it's safe to say that $35.90, which is close to $36, is probably in the neighborhood of $26, $27 American, and probably around $20 or 20 pounds sterling. Of course, I'm probably way off like I normally am, and the total numbers will be right there for you to have a smile at, knowing how wrong I actually am. But again, well south of $50. I kind of thought I was going to be in that neighborhood of $50 today, but hey, saved a little bit of money. And yeah, so at this point, I'm going to ask you, do you agree with me on cover of the week? Do you feel that it was the Batman cover? Or should it have been the Frison Poison Ivy? Or hey, maybe even that Absolute Superman? I don't think you're going to suggest that Spectacular Spider-Man should have been cover of the week, even though it did feature some excellent artwork. And is there a book that you feel that I missed out on, that I should be picking up and giving an opportunity to read? Let me know in the comments. I try to respond to every comment that gets left on my channel. Thank you so much for your time, and before you leave, slap that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and consider joining the Comic Army. Till I see you again, take care.